It's that time of year. It's time to clean the coop out, get it moved. Not in that order, but I got to get the Farmall M fired up and get this coop moving, and so that way I can clean it. Boom! Oh, and this coop is dirty. These pads need pulled out of here and washed, and the whole coop needs sanitized, and I got tons of eggs that need picked up and put in a basket. And when I open this door, it's the deep litter method gone wild. So I'm gonna have to do some cleaning, serious cleaning. And we got eggs over here on the floor that they've decided they needed to lay. But what I want to do is I want to get in here, get all this stuff out of here, everything, including the old sand that's underneath this hay, manure, and everything. I want to get it sanitized. I'm going to just come through here, spray it with a Clorox bleach mix, and then I'm going to put fresh sand down. And then I'm going to move the new chicks in here with the older birds, and that should be a real treat. Maybe stay tuned. We'll get this thing moved, cleaned, bathed, and otherwise. So we're good to go. And I'm going to talk to you about the deep litter method real quick here. So some of you that don't raise chickens or even live on a farm are probably asking why you would use a deep litter method. A deep litter method is an old-timer's way of doing two things. Number one, keeping your chickens warm in the winter, and also building a nice compost for you for your garden. Now this will have to be put in a compost pile, composted for a year before I put it on the garden. But how it works is you have decomposition of this all winter. We have a very cold climate here. I mean, it's not uncommon to get sub-zero temperatures. So when it's 5 or 6 degrees outside, you know, it might be 15 or 20 in the coop, just because of the difference in the, you know, the decomposition of the manure. So it really does work. You start off with you clean the coop out. I kept the sand in there that I had. If you go back to previous videos, I'll put a link in the description below of when I had the sand in, although I'm going to do an update of that video. I put about 3 or 4 inch layer of straw. Some people use pine shavings. That works well for them. I prefer straw. They prefer pine shavings. But this is what works best for me. So it worked really well. None of my chickens got frostbite. Not on their combs, their feet, nothing. So I know the coop was warm, and I know the deep litter method worked for me. Boom! I dropped an M-bomb! It did pull fairly easy as always. I mean, the M has no problem pulling it. But once I should say once I got in the field, it is muddy. We've had 2-3 straight days of rain, so things got a little dicey here, but this is nothing a good set of discs can't cure real quick. I get 2 dry days and this field's good to go. So I'm gonna let this hen out. She's cackling and going nuts in here. Let's see if she's in the box. No, she's not in the box. No surprise there. Come on, Henny. Henny Penny. Come on. Get your butt out of there. Did you enjoy the ride? Did you pay your fee? All right. Most of the time when you go to clean your coop after a long winter, the manure and whatnot is hard as a rock or concrete like. Now, this is not. I kind of lucked out, and just the way I did it, it just worked out. But this is a tool that I use to break things up, and then I'll come back through with the square nose shovel and get it out of here. Now, this isn't going to take me long to do at all, and I will spare you the agony of, you know, watching me do it. But you can see here that, you know, just a lot of it's coming out, and that's what you want. You want that for your compost pile. So you can see most of the deep litter or straw is out of the coop now. In fact, we're right down to where you can see where I painted the floor last year. That was a different video. That was prior to even putting the chickens in the coop, moving them from the brooder pen to the coop. But you notice over here under the roost, I've left that. And the reason is because I just called to see if they had more sand, and they do not currently have it for about 3 or 4 days. So instead of peeling this down and having them crap on my beautiful wood floor, I'm going to leave that for now. And when my new sand comes in, I'll finish cleaning this the rest of the way. You know, I'm not real satisfied with it the way it is, but it's good enough until, like I say, the sand comes in. And this is what I come up with for a compost pile so far. And look at all those eggs. I think what happened was when we were in the sub-zero temperatures, the chickens were laying eggs in the straw because the nesting boxes, the plastic in the nesting boxes was just too cold for them, and they weren't down with that. So they went and laid eggs in the straw. So, you know, lesson learned for next year. These will be lined with straw, and I'll go from there. No big deal. I was still getting good egg production in the winter. That's what's blowing my mind. I was getting, you know, I had 7 birds over the winter. I'm at 13 birds right now, but I was getting probably 4 or 5 eggs out of 7 birds, even though they were apparently spreading the eggs, laying the eggs where they shouldn't have. But that was my fault, so I'll take the blame. Well, let's get this moved in place, and let's get these new chicks moved into the coop. Another satisfying chicken coop move. Boom! You'll see a lot of videos on YouTube on how to introduce your new pullets to your established chickens, and there's probably 15 million ways to do it. This is how I do it. I move the coop to a different location, which it currently is. I put the pullets in here without the chickens being in there, the hens being in here. They're out free ranging right now. So the pullets can come in here, not be harassed, kind of check out the house, you know, see what's going on. and then later on this evening, the hens will come in, and hopefully the pullets will already be on roost. And it works pretty well. Now, if I see a lot of picking going on, I'll just let the hens out in the morning, and the pullets can stay in here all day. I won't free range the new birds anyways for a week or two until they've established that this is their secure realm to go to. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna get the pullets and throw them in there. Stay tuned. All right, the birds are successfully moved, and I am sticking with 2 roosters. I actually think we have a 3rd rooster. So we got a 3-3 split is what it looks like. 2 for sure. The one you remember had a bung eye. He still does, and I think he's fully blind in that eye now. I named him Eyed Willy, and there is Eyed Willy right there. I'll zoom in on him. He's picking and grinning and grinning and picking. See, right there he is. He's dead center. You can see that he's got a messed up eye. These guys are 8 weeks old. You can move them to the coop at 7 weeks. I chose to move them to the coop at 8 weeks. I figure that extra ½ pound or whatever they put on while they're in the brooder is not going to hurt them as far as, you know, taking the beat down from the hens. They are going to have a pecking order in here. It's just, you know, it's like a mother dog teaching puppies how to be dogs. She will get rough with them if she needs to. Same thing with the pecking order. These will grow fast. I do expect eggs out of these pullets mid-August, and I'm gonna make a stand right now. I'm gonna tell you, August 15th, I'm getting eggs. I'm getting my first pullet bullet. So, but here is the laying mash, and I did bring their grower in. So they're 8 weeks, and today they will start on the grower. I had to lower their water because it was too tall for them, not too tall for the laying hens. And in order to do that, I use a ratchet strap. I use a ratchet strap on both feeders. This one here will remain high because I don't want these guys over here on the laying mash yet. So their feed will be out as long as the hens are being free ranged. I will put the grower down here. I may even set it up on bricks. It will be nice. It will be like a war ended when they can get on the laying mash